And we're alive. Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. I'm just gonna wait just to see on my end if we're live yet. I do apologize.
Hey guys, sorry about the sad news today. Originally, the show was going to be on Jim Jones, the whole cult situation, discussion about the psychology of Jim Jones, basically the background history, and like generally the whole
Hmm.
situation there. And then this happened, and I thought it would be a little bit inappropriate to talk about a cult like that 900 more than 900 people died because there was people that were shot in the airport. So we decided to talk about this instead because I
Hmm.
thought this was more pressing. We'll do the Jim Jones discussion maybe Thursday, hopefully,
All
but
right.
figured it would be best to talk about this right now
Yeah.
personally. Hello, Emmy, and hello, Boston.
Hey
Uh,
Nick. Hey Emmy. Hey headstones and headlines.
how you
Um,
doing?
Welcome everybody. And before we start with this, we're learning as this goes. This is fresh. This happened around what was it? 10 a.m. 10.
Yeah, the timeline of events is, let me pull it up one
Yeah.
moment. I'm using from ABC News. This
Okay.
article was printed at 2:47 p.m. Things can change. I don't, you know how it is. But the timeline of events, what happened was, is that this is the Covenant School, Nashville. What happened was three children and three adults were killed in a mass shooting in Covenant School outside Nashville, Tennessee on Monday. The alleged shooter's unidentified 28-year-old woman was killed by the police. Here is the old timeline of what we know took place according to investigators. All times are local. Um, so 10:13 a.m. Nashville police received a call of an active shooter inside Covenant School. The suspect shooter allegedly entered the Christian school through a side entrance and made her way from the first floor to the second floor, firing multiple shots, police said.
Mhm.
The officers entered the school and began clearing it when they heard shots coming from the second level, according to investigators. A team of five officers arrived on the second level and saw a female shooter who was firing. Two officers two officers engaged her, and she was fatally shot, according to investigators.
Mhm.
The suspect shooter is declared dead. Investigators said at 10:27. Let me see. One moment. 1 second.
As far as we know, again, this is literally breaking news. As far as we know, she hasn't been named. This is a female shooter, though, which is kind of
Yeah,
not unheard of, but vastly rare.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Um, it's very rare, and yeah, we found out this. Hey everyone, sad
Hey,
day today.
everyone.
Yeah, absolutely a sad day. Her image has been released. No, I mean, if you're talking about the Twitter one, no. If you're talking about, let me show you. If you're talking, because Sticky sent this to me. I was talking. Sticky sent me, and I was like, oh my god, another sicko wanted to fucking. If you're talking, I'll show you it right now. This is not the image of the shooter, by the way. Just show it to you
Oh, that's what you're talking. Yeah, yeah.
here.
People
Some
are sick out there. People are just
oh,
fucking
I
sick.
put this up there. This a female imposed image of Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde is a YouTuber comedian.
Yeah,
What
that's fake.
was yeah? What happened was is that he does this like this pose with the gun, and now every time a mass shooting occurs, except for the last mass shooting where Queen Beats discussed that with that college, people superimpose a face of this. So this is
Oh,
not yeah they do as a joke. So there is a group of people who like to joke about mass shootings and superimpose faces. So if it's this you're seeing, this is not the shooter. So far, I have
yeah.
not heard anyone identify the mass shooter at this
But
time,
there's
unless
another image. No, not that image. There's another image.
oh Jesus,
Again, y'all. This is we're catching up to it the same time as you guys. You know what I mean?
nope, not that image. That's not one I saw. Hey all, hi voices. I would caution unless it comes from the police. Do not believe any images coming out. It has to be identified by the police. There are a lot of trolls that like to fuck around with people. And they also accuse innocent people. Oh, okay, there's another one team with a tie on. Yeah, unless that comes from Remy, unless that comes from the police, I'm not going to believe it because they did that last time. There was like a mass shooting in this college. Ellie has identified. Oh, let me see.
Yeah, let us see because Nashville.
All right, let me see if Ellie's identified this man. All right, now because I was typing up and looking at it. While
Again,
that's
we're learning in
yeah,
full.
while that's occurring, we're going to play a press conference, and I'm going to look at it so we don't keep everyone just waiting. So we're going to play the press conference. You guys can listen and talk about your stuff. I'll look for
And if you guys have any links, sorry to cut you off, but if you guys have any links, just post it. And
well, they have to be a mod to do that.
oh, they have to be okay. Well, god damn it, I'm sorry.
We'll have to work. Okay, we'll play this thing, this press conference, and see how it goes.
All right, this is our second briefing on
This is the second one.
this active shooter situation. Speaking to you at this point will be Nashville Chief of Police John Drake, the Director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation David Roush.
Can you put subtitles on because he's very low?
Glenn Funk, and then Nashville
Thank
Fire
you.
Director Chief.
No, I can't.
Swan.
Oh, they don't have it. Damn.
Again, this is the second briefing. There will be other briefings to be held here in the same spot later this afternoon. We'll continue to brief throughout the rest of the day. Chief Drake.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you all for being here on this very unfortunate situation. My heart and prayers go out to the families of the 6 people who were tragically injured. What I know at this point is at 10:13 today, officers responded to a shots fired call to Covenant School. It's a church school. Officers immediately responded. A team of 5 immediately went in the school, went to where gunshots were being heard, and engaged the suspect. We have identified the suspect right now, tentatively a 28-year-old female white. We know the address of that person as well, and so we have some ongoing investigations as to that. We have 3 adult victims, and we have 3 children who have been identified, and their families have been contacted. Uh, right now, I will refrain from saying the ages, other than to say I was literally moved to tears to see this and the kids as they were being ushered out of the building. Uh, I want to say thanks to all of our partners, to the FBI, to the ATF, and other federal partners, to the THP, Tennessee Highway Patrol, the TBI, the District Attorney, and to the Fire Department, who all came together and seamlessly addressed this situation as quickly as possible. I've already gotten requests from the national media about a great response. We're still assessing that as well. But what I can say and what I've said before is that whenever I hope that we would never have this situation, that if we ever did, we would not wait. We would immediately go in and we would immediately engage the person perpetrating this horrible crime. And so that's all I can say. Right now, we have David Rouse, director of the TBI, who will come out to me to address his portion. And then we have others that will say something as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Again, I want to echo what Chief has said in reference to the great support and the great teamwork that has been taking place here, as well as sending our heartfelt prayers to the families, to this community of these victims. Now, I know there'll be people who want to criticize us for prayers, but that's the way we do that in the South, right? We believe in prayer and we believe in the power of prayer. And so our prayers go out to these families. The role of the TBI in this investigation is we have been asked by General Funk to assist in the officer involved portion of this incident. So the incident where the officers engaged the suspect, we are assisting the Metro investigation. And the reason we've got Metro doing the primary investigation is because it was a fluid scene. So there wasn't a single stop in the action. So as they investigate the homicides, then we felt it was most appropriate for them to continue that investigation. But we will assist as in our role as an independent oversight on the officer involved situation. And so that will be the role of TBI. We too want to thank all of our partners. It is special. We've had this conversation, unfortunately, too many times in Tennessee, and that is that you wish you wouldn't have to do these types of scenes, but when you do, you want to have the working relationships that we have in our law enforcement community here in Tennessee. It is amazing, and we've all come together as one and working very tirelessly, and we'll continue to work together to address this situation. It's a horrible, senseless tragedy, and we will be here working with our partners to get through it. And, next, I'd like to introduce the District Attorney General for this area going forward.
This is the ultimate crime when school children and caregivers are the victims of senseless gun violence. Can't say anything before we first express our concerns for the victims and their families and the extended number of victims that are traumatized by today's events. I came out on the scene today because our current operating procedure is that when an officer is involved in a shooting, that the TBI comes out, and I knew that this was a unique case, and I want to make sure that everything was handled appropriately. Director Roush was out here almost at the exact same time I got here, and Chief Drake had already been on the scene for a while. The three of us met and talked about how the investigation was going to be handled. We made a joint decision affirming what the two law enforcement leaders, how they wanted to proceed, which was that Metro was going to handle the bulk of this, but the TBI would participate in a capacity to continue with making sure that we have transparency and everything, and to make sure that any backup that MNPD needs in the continued investigation will be provided. Can't not stress enough how seamlessly that worked to have a conversation, a decision to be made quickly and appropriately as far as how the case was going to be handled from here. Hats off to Chief Drake and to Director Roush. Also want to thank Chief Swan and our federal partners as well. While I cannot comment about the ongoing nature of the investigation, really impressed with the work that's being done by law enforcement.
Yes, good afternoon. First, let me just say, as everyone else, what a tragic day here in Nashville. So our hearts and our prayers do go out to all the family members and also the first responders that actually made this call. As always, the fire department and Office of Emergency Management, our job is to support. And we were here at the beginning and we'll be here to the end. We just ask that everyone, again, as we said earlier about prayer, we ask for that. And the ongoing support that's needed from our standpoint is to give support in any area that's asked for on the scene. So again, we thank you. And from this point forward, we'll just continue on with our mission and try to bring some type of closure and resolution. Thank you.
I anticipate there will be another briefing at or before 4 o'clock. We will entertain 2 or 3 questions at this moment before these gentlemen have to go back to the scene to continue their work.
Chief, you identified, did you identify the shooter in this case yet?
Yes, we have identified the suspect. It's a 28-year-old female white, actually a Nashvilleian or lives in the Nashville area. We are having ongoing investigation as it pertains to her at this time.
Located her place of where she lived. You have officers there.
We have.
Was she wearing body armor?
Was she wearing body armor? I can't say that far into the investigation. I don't remember seeing it, but I can't say for certain if she had body armor on or not.
she have any connection to the church?
From my initial findings is that at one point she was a student at that school, but unsure what year, all of that. But that's what I've been told so far.
Did she give any word on social media, or has her social media been examined at this point?
The investigations are still ongoing at this point. Our federal partners, our state partners, we're all looking into that to see exactly. This is still fluid at the time, but we're looking at everything.
Did anybody pull the fire alarm? Do we know?
Don't remember a fire alarm going off. I was told there were kids that evacuated into a wood line, had the presence of mind to do that, and to go to a fire hall. Uh, Once we arrived on scene, we had everyone move to First Baptist Church, Woodmont, and that way we could get parents and children reunited, and then ultimately make the notification on the 3 kids.
Do we know yet if the side door she entered in was locked or not?
There was a door that was entered. All doors were locked to our understanding, and how exactly she got in at this point is still under investigation. There is a vehicle that was nearby that gave us clues as into who she was, and but as stated, that investigation is still ongoing.
Did the school have school shooter protocol?
They did have protocol. To my understanding, we had unfortunately 3 kids that were tragically hurt. It could have been far, far worse.
Okay, folks, we'll be back again before 4 o'clock. Okay, thank you.
All right, that's the second press conference. I thought the immediate response was good. I'm glad they learned from their mistakes from the Uvalde situation.
And it hasn't even been a year since that one, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 2 9-year-olds and 3 adults in their early 60s.
Yeah.
It's
It's Evelyn Deakhouse, Haley Scruggs, William Kinney were all under the age of 9, and then the people who are in their 60s were Cynthia Peak, age 61, Catherine Combs, age 60, and Mike Hill, 61. So that's the people who have been identified. The shooter, I'm getting this from Fox. This is the article I read. So this is from the New York Post. And it says Nashville shooter ID'd as Audra Hale. Audra Hale. And yeah, so it says here the shooter who killed 6 people at an elementary school in Nashville Monday. And this article came out about 4:58 p.m. So about 22 minutes ago. So I don't know if this is, take anything from a grain of salt when you're dealing with things this quickly going on. But I'm more comfortable stating this name since it's coming from an article. But just make sure.
You never know.
Yeah, until the police. I don't know. Maybe there's a third press conference. I'll have to check. But it says the shooter who killed 6 people at the elementary school in Nashville Monday has been identified as Audra Hale. Sources have confirmed to the Post. The shooter had opened fire inside the private Christian elementary school, killing 3 children and 3 adults. Police received an active shooter call at 10:13 a.m. Officers heard gunshots on the 2nd floor and rushed to the lobby-type area where they came across the 28-year-old Nashville's woman who had 2 assault rifles and a handgun. The police said Hale once attended the school, and an online profile listed her as working in commercial illustration graphic design. She was shot dead by police on site at 10:27. I have to say that is this is my commentary. That is a pretty fast response by the police officers.
Very much different energy from the Texas one. The
Texas
one was definitely, I agree with the comment that the Texas ones were definitely kind of cowards in that one.
Yeah.
But the Metro here literally were like, not today. and good for them. Good for them. And I heard only one police officer was injured. He injured his hand on some broken glass trying to.
Oh, you heard that? Where did you see that
Yeah.
information?
It's actually in the first press conference.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just didn't
Yeah.
remember it. We'll play if that's about because we got to source out
He's
all our
okay. He's okay. But
what's all he is well, listen, Coco. Until that's confirmed, I don't care if it comes from Twitter is nefarious with a lot of trolls, and you got to be very careful of where you source your information. The only reason why I used Twitter was because it came from the official Metro Nashville PD, which is a verified account. But whenever it comes from Twitter, do not believe. Last time I remember, last shooting that occurred in a college, people were posting all over on Twitter that they identified the shooter, and it turned out it was just a YouTuber, just a far right YouTuber type of deal, or I think he was like, or a philosophy guy. I'm not sure, but he was like a YouTuber slash, something, and someone did it as a troll. So whenever you source out your material, like your information, you got to get it from the official sources or a news article, because there are definitely people that will spread misinformation that will result in someone getting harassed when they should not be getting harassed.
But let's also be very clear. Hate and violence does not discriminate. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are, what you identify as, what color you are. If somebody has that kind of hate in their heart to do something this senseless, they're gonna do it. I don't care about that.
Yeah, that's true, Tony. Let me just go back to the article. I just wanted to say that because you have to be very careful about these guys because when they do that, it's when they spread that stuff on Twitter and stuff, you got to verify the source where it's coming from. And anyone that doesn't is being very irresponsible and can result in an innocent person being accused of being a shooter or an innocent person being harassed. It happens a lot, unfortunately, with our age information. So I'll continue from the start. It says she was shot dead by police on site at 10:27 a.m. A car was located near the Covenant School where the 14-minute shooting spree took place Monday morning and provided investigators clues as to the shooter's identity. Metro Nashville Chief of Police John Drake said at the press conference. A neighbor to the last address listed for Hale told the Post police were on the scene at the whole area had been blocked off before hanging up. I'm reading, Tony. Just watch the chat. Just make sure we don't get any trolls, please.
Yeah.
With these things, sometimes people come out. The female shooter, 3 students and 3 adults. And they're showing a lot of pictures in the article. So, yeah, it's a pretty tragic situation.
And you're right, Remy. Again, if people have hate in their hate does not discriminate.
Yeah,
it just is. So people who use those type of words like he was white, he was black, he was trans, or whatever. Let's not think about that right now. I'm a trans person telling you all right now. Let's think about those 3 babies and those 3 adults.
Yeah. Where did you get your source from, True Texan? Because I didn't see it.
I looked it up. It's on Twitter.
Okay, I don't believe anything on Twitter unless it comes from Metro. Look at I suggest you guys follow Metro Nashville PD for all official information that comes on Twitter. Do not trust Twitter with anything. Okay, Fox Live News. Okay, let me see if that actually exists. One moment.
Oh, because Marjorie Green Taylor is pushing her. Yeah, I read it. Marjorie Green Taylor made a comment saying how much testosterone and medications for mental illness was the transgender Nashville shooter taught. I hate to make this political, but y'all need to shut up. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. No. I'm saying y'all shut up and just fucking think about these kids right now.
Yeah. Let me see. Nashville shooter manifesto. Let me see. While that's happening, do we have the Biden? Because I think Biden actually made a comment.
They had a manifesto?
Yeah, I got to look it up if they had it. One moment. One second.
Sorry, my cat. Hold on. Let me.
It's fine, man. It's fine. Let me just see. Okay, we're going to play the... All right, I'm just gonna scroll so we don't like wait 20 minutes for him to say stuff. All right, here I got it. We'll play the president's.
Yeah, headlines, headstones, two assault rifles and a handgun. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna play a little bit of President Biden's addresses. Hopefully, this.
Are you guys twins?
Okay, let's skip that part because no one cares about that part.
There are a number of people who did not make it, including Ben and I have been doing this our whole careers, it seems. And it's just, it's sick. You know, we're still gathering the facts of what happened and why. And we do know that as of now, there are a number of people.
I'm sorry, guys. While I'm doing this, I'm going to look for this manifesto, see if there actually exists or not, and I'll play this. And just Tony, just watch the chat, see if there's any questions.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm
and
watching now. People assume. I mean, it could be, but the thing is, though, I really don't care because it's pretty stupid for you to sit back and think only men can do this or only a particular type, a stereotypical type of people can do awful things. No, there's people all different shades and genders and identities that can do hateful things. But I promise you, if this person is trans, I don't care about that. I never cared about the person's identity. What I cared about is the victims. And what are we going to do? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And let's forget about the trans thing because that's unconfirmed, unsubstantiated rumor at this point. So please stop repeating it.
We are learning as y'all learn too. So
okay. So just drop it and we'll play this and we'll look for the manifesto. Thank you.
Did not make it, including children. It's heartbreaking, a family's worst nightmare. And I want to commend the police who responded incredibly swiftly within minutes and the danger. We're monitoring the situation really closely, Ben, as you know, and we have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons. You know, the shooter in this situation reportedly had 2 assault weapons and a pistol.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is turning it political. Yeah, this guy is.
I mean, it is a political issue, but right now, can we just mourn for a minute? You know what I mean? You know,
if you guys continue watch, just so we could drop it if you don't want to. He just a press conference. Just had a press conference.
Oh, they just had another press conference.
Okay, let me check that out because that's kind of more important. Let's see. Hold on, guys.
Now it's really going to become political. I promise you that. Not from us, but I'm saying, you know, the next couple of weeks is going to be.
Okay, I see it. Are we going to be flagged if we play? Because I see Wayfly channel. Let me see if there's something else because I don't.
If it's a news channel, no, because it's fair use. Yeah.
Okay, we're not monetized, so who gives a fuck? If we get flagged, you know, whatever.
If we get flagged, y'all know why.
Yeah.
Going to be asked.
Okay, so I just want to get to the press conference. All right.
Is that the press?
I'm just scrolling. I'm trying to find it. Okay.
There we go.
All right, here we go.
At this point, we're going to.
All right. Sorry about the little sudden change. Someone said press conference, so we switched it up. Sorry about that, guys.
There we go. Yeah. Those poor babies.
All platforms.
Folks, this is our third briefing of the day. At this point, we're going to hear from Mayor John Cooper. Chief Drake is also here, as well as Chief Swan and District Attorney Funk. At this time, Mayor John Cooper.
Well, thank you, Don. Laura and I want to express our grief and our city's grief on this unexpected day, this worst day. But let us love each other and support each other and hug each other and pray for each other and pray for our families. But also let us praise our first responders. 14 minutes, I believe under fire, running to gunfire. And then I want to thank the seamless response for federal and state authorities from our police and fire department. So this morning I was in Boston to see my own son's sporting event, and now I am overwhelmed at the thought of the loss of these families, of the future lost by these children and their families. And the leading cause of kids get death now is guns and gunfire. And that is unacceptable. But I want to thank the fast response of our officers. Guns are quick. They don't give you much time. So even in a remarkably fast response, there was not enough time. And those guns stole precious lives from us today in Nashville. And in this dark hour, let us support each other. Let us go and hug our children a little bit closer tonight. And thank you all for being here. And I want to ask Chief Drake to come and give us an update.
Thank you, Mayor Cooper. Again, thank you all for being here. Just an update from today's press conference. We've identified the shooter as Audrey Hale, 28-year-old female that lived in the Nashville area. We have investigations ongoing now at the residence on Brightwood Avenue. And we have made contact with the father that lived at that residence and are putting together more information. We've also determined there were maps drawn of the school in detail of surveillance, entry points, etc. We know and believe that entry was gained through shooting through one of the doors is how they actually got into the school. I want to take the time to at least say, and I won't say the victims' names, I'll let Don say that, but out of the 6 victims, 3 adults, 3 of those were children. 2 of them were age 9. 1 was 8, about to be 9. All the families have been contacted. The victims' families have been contacted as well. My thoughts and prayers go out to the family. When we send our kids to school or to any place of safety, we expect them to live, learn, have fun, and come back from that day's experience. We don't anticipate things like this. And I want to say thank you to our partners, to Chief Swan, to Glenn Funk, to our mayor for his support, to our federal partners. But also I want to say thank you to our first responders who got there and immediately went in and addressed the threat of someone that had multiple rounds of ammunition, prepared for a confrontation with law enforcement, prepared to do more harm than was actually done. And we were able to stop the threat, and unfortunately, 6 victims. So my thoughts and prayers again, but the praise go to the men and women. As I've said before, we will not wait. I was hoping this day would never, ever come here in this city, but we would never wait to make entry and to go in and to stop a threat, especially when it deals with our children. So thank you. They're not. Just me. They're not saying anything.
I'm going to go over the victims' names with you now. The 3 9-year-olds who were killed: Evelyn Dickhouse, William Kenny, Hallie Scruggs. 3 adults, Mike Hill, a custodian, age 61, Cynthia Peak, to my understanding, a substitute teacher, age 61, and Catherine Kuntz, age 60. As Chief Drake said, we have identified the active shooter as Audrey Elizabeth Hale, age 28. We'll take just a few questions if you have any.
John, do we believe that she was a former student at the school?
Yes, we do. Chief, you want to address that?
Yes, from our investigations tell us that she was a former student at the school. I don't know what grade she's attended or grades, but we do firmly believe she was a student there.
She identify as transgender.
She does identify as transgender, yes.
Is there any reason to believe the shooter first went to the church before going to the school?
I can't give you that information. I wasn't sure. We know that the minute the calls came in, we responded to the church, so to the school. Yeah. Yeah.
Was there like 2 officers that went in when they first got there? Do you know how many there was?
So it was 5 officers that immediately went in and addressed. We have video that we're going to release, but you can see in the video, you can hear gunfire going on as they're in the school. They address the threat and take that threat down.
What do we know about her weapon?
So we know there were 2 AR-style weapons, one a rifle, another was an AR-style pistol, and the other was a handgun. We believe 2 of those may have been obtained legally, locally here.
Can you confirm that one of the adult victims, Catherine, was head of the school?
Was what?
Was head of the school?
There was some, I don't know her exact capacity within the school, but it was higher up in the echelon.
Were any of the victims related to any of the school staff?
Unsure. I believe one may have been, but I can't confirm that. No history at all.
And no motive at this point? Anything discovered in the apartment or house?
No, we have a manifesto. We have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place. There's right now a theory of that we may be able to talk about later, but it's not confirmed, and so we'll put that out as soon as we can. I'm sorry, I knocked someone's mic over. I didn't hear you say that again, sir.
Is there any reason to believe that how she identifies has any motive for targeting the school?
We can give you that at a later time. There is some theory to that. We're investigating all the leads, and once we know exactly, we'll let you know.
So was this a targeted attack?
It was.
Do we know about a history of transgender man or woman?
Don't know any history of mental illness at this time, but we are looking at that as the investigation is ongoing. And I'm sorry.
Was she identified as a transgender man or woman?
Woman.
Was this the only school that was targeted?
It was the only school that was targeted. There was another location that was mentioned, but because of a threat assessment by the suspect, too much security, they decided not to. And that area was here in Nashville, so we're continuing with that investigation as well. Right now, we believe it's a lone assailant, and we don't anticipate any further damage at this time, but we're still investigating.
Just right what address? She lived there with her parents? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
So the scene is going to be processed throughout the night, probably into tomorrow. This is an extensive scene. As you know, she entered the building, which is one structure. The church and the school are in one building. She entered on the lower floor. There were shots fired on the lower floor before she went to the upper level. And it was on the upper level where she was confronted by police and killed. So understand the scene processing will take place over at least 2 days, today and tomorrow. And we'll have more details for you, including the release of video, perhaps tonight, but if not tonight, certainly tomorrow. Thank you.
To your question, I saw social
Wow. Just a note, I do get any news off YouTube, Twitter. This is what I was watching. Okay, no problem. I just was very careful. So, I'm very careful when people say manifesto, because I remember the top shooter situation when the grocery store was shot up by a mass shooter. Someone copied and pasted another mass shooter's manifesto and claimed it was theirs. So whenever mass shooters come around, I'm very, very cautious. I have to get the sources. And I didn't see this video because obviously we went live while this was going on. So I'm very cautious about misinformation, and that's why. So my apologies to you, Toxin, if to anyone that I might have been a little short on, because we're
learning.
Yeah, well, it's a very bad situation that's occurring, and I just don't want to add to the more tragedies when it comes to misinformation. So I just wanted to confirm that before I say anything. But it looks like I can only imagine. I don't want to just look at the chat and just say, well, just start reading the chat, because I think that's really irresponsible without confirming it yourself. So it looks like this was it's saying it was a targeted attack. A map was created and a manifesto. The motive, they're still investigating the motive. Lives with the parents. And also it looks like the door wasn't left open, but looks like she shot through the door. That's what my understanding was.
Monsters are monsters. Monsters are monsters.
I mean, this is like a classic situation. I mean, in my opinion, if that door is locked and then she shot through it, and how fast, I can't imagine what else you could do to stop the situation, because the door was locked. If she had to shoot through it, because that's what I'm assuming, it was locked. If she had to shoot through it, and she had to, and the cops were pretty quick on the scene, and they did the appropriate action. So I don't know. It's one of those situations. It's they did everything right, and this person just desired to just commit evil acts. It's just sad. Is what I would not say something like that without seeing credible source. No issue detail. When things are serious, I do not say anything unless I trust the source. Okay, thanks, True Texan. Teaching as an urban school is very true.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too, Muffin. You never really know. It's one of those things. It's not that we don't trust you; it's the fact of we need to see it first. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with Burden. They did a phenomenal job. I mean,
the cops did really. Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like I can't. I don't know if there could be even a better job than this, to be honest with you.
My hats go off to them. Really, seriously.
I mean,
so many lives.
It looks like in less than 14 minutes, they proceeded to not only go in, identify the shooter, and take him down.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
They found her car too.
Yeah, and that's incredible response time. It's the polar opposite. So these guys definitely need a lot of credit for doing a fantastic job. It looks like the school took precautions, probably had all the doors locked. Unfortunately, a gun is going to be able to shoot through a door. What did you take away from the press conference so far, Tony?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little taken back and kind of scared, because while on the press conference, my dumb ass went on Twitter and saw what everybody was saying, and it's kind of like, for a minute, can we just think about the children? I mean, the adults as well. The adults, absolutely, the adults as well. But let's take a moment for the children. Let's not, I saw comments from Marjorie Taylor Greene, other representatives.
Well,
I'm kind of like, why are they making this so political so soon? Can't the kids are not even put to rest yet?
It's unfortunate, Tony. Both sides take advantage of these things. Both sides, you have people on one side say we got to get rid of everyone's guns, and you have the other side do something. It's just unfortunate. I don't know what the solution here. I think the cops did a very good job. I think the school did. I mean,
Oh,
unless I
absolutely.
learn otherwise with the school securing, it looks like the school was secured.
Yeah.
And I think like, I don't know, what else you can do. And if I did, I would tell you.
The cops
But
did the total opposite
so it was the
of what
person.
Texas did.
Yeah, it was a 28-year-old white female, transgender female, and yeah.
That's going to be on the headlines for a long time.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully people will try to. I'm barely finding out details. Been busy day. Their response time is amazing compared to South Texas. Absolutely amazing. All kudos goes to these officers. They're heroes. They did a fantastic job. Yeah, it's like a very sad situation.
Yeah, Deets, I'm trying to focus on the victims. I made a stupid mistake going on fucking Twitter. I'm an idiot there. But it's the victims. These lives are not even 6 feet under yet.
Yeah.
The parents are still mourning.
Yeah.
Let's give it a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I asked her earlier how court went, and she didn't respond. Oh, well. I guess let's talk about a favorite character. But yeah. Now they're probably talking about someone else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to check for if there's more info.
Hey, Grandma. Hey, everybody else that I missed too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm reading a lot, and again.
If anyone has any questions, please ask them in the chat.
Or if you have any there's no articles with it, but if you have any articles you can direct us to. Again, we're learning it live with y'all too. It's just
man,
it's horrible. It's horrible.
Here's a Nashville Twitter account again if people want to follow it. Yeah. I do not think so. Yeah.
Hey, Quirky. Follow the grain.
How you doing, Follow the Grain?
That girl, Jen. Hey, Jen.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm just blown away. There's like a little sliver of okay, good in this, and it's the cops. They did so because
yeah.
God forbid if they were hesitant. So we really got to give it to them. We really do.
Yeah. 2 rifles and a handgun.
Exactly, John.
And this person, in the end of the day, a person who's planning on committing evil, because this person had a map drawn, had a manifesto. This person was planning out these events.
Is it released?
No, they said in the press conference. They haven't released. I hope they don't release the manifesto. I honestly find the worst thing you could do is actually start reading from the manifesto. I don't like giving press to pieces of shit who are want to become famous or want their last will, like their manifesto. I hope they keep it quiet. Personally, I hope they enter into evidence, and then once they're done with it, toss it into a furnace and let no one ever read it because their words are not important to me.
I don't care their fucking reason. There is no reason on this fucking earth for you to walk into an elementary, preschool, a church, a movie theater, a market, or any safe places, even a fucking parade, and start shooting up people and babies.
No, you're wrong. She was 28-year-old female transgender. Transgender female. Her name, let me just pull up the name again. It's Hale's last name, but it's Audrey Hale, Audrey Hale, Hale. She lived with her parents, it looks like. I think I took down notes while I was looking. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Also, 2 of the children were 9 and 1 was 8. I think they have a picture of one of the victims, which was the teacher. Let me see, because I was reading it while I was kind of looking through it.
That's what Ange. Ange, I didn't understand your comment. I'm Tony. Hi, I'm Tony up here.
Yeah, that's Tony. Beats him over here. Yeah.
Can't she just be a few? Yeah, see, that's a. Oh, Tim's gonna yell at me. It's not like people make these headlines that go.
I just try to be precise when I identify people. It's just how it is.
Yeah, no,
Because
but no, that's not what she's talking about. She's talking
okay.
about the headlines. It's not like other shootings that have happened. They said, "Oh, this white man shot up a supermarket." You would never see that headline, but
Well, you kind of do, depending on the news article. Probably.
Depending on the source, obviously, but you don't see CNN or Fox doing that.
This is Coons. And I'm sorry, I'm butchering names. And this is what they're claiming was
Who's that?
One of the victims. I think
Oh God, her family.
God. So it says the victim. Let me see. Catherine Coots. Peak was a substitute teacher who was custodian, and Koontz was the head school of the Covenant. So I think this is her, I believe. But
yeah, Deets, you're right. It's just hate is hate. Hate is fucking hate. I don't even care about the person.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about that person. I don't care how life is so hard. I don't give a shit. Everybody's life is hard. We all go through a struggle. We all have mental problems. We ain't saying if we saying we wouldn't be here. Do you get what I'm saying? We would be going on with life being millionaires. But it does not give you an excuse to go hurt babies.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know what? It's just one of those tragic situations there. It looks like everyone did the right thing, but an evil person took the opportunity and planned out the event and did this. And I have no answers. I'm really sorry for the families and their losses. I'm really sorry for everyone who's involved who are victims of this monstrous act. And it's just a really sad situation. It's a really sad situation. But I don't think I'm trying to see if there's any more information. Is there anything else?
No, there really isn't. The information is slowly coming out, but we do ask everybody check the sources, because there's a lot of things. Don't go on Twitter. Good Lord, please do not. Do what I say, not what I do. So do not go on Twitter. And
I think we're going to find out more answers. Probably going to be another press conference today, maybe tomorrow, and more information will come out. Just make sure you source your information. Don't just trust because it's a rumor on Twitter. If a content creator does a video, make sure they show you the source. Tell them, make sure that you ask them, where did you get this information? And because I have a feeling that there's going to be a couple of people that will definitely just run with rumors. And it's disrespectful to the people that died when you make a mockery out of their deaths.
Mm-hmm.
But
we got to mourn it. That's the thing. We're humans. We got to mourn it. It goes so political. It goes so south so fast. Just these babies are probably they're probably being processed right now. Let's be real. Okay.
Is there any other questions, guys, you have about this? If you have anything, please type in the chat.
We do ask you guys also to be wary, because usually when there's a casualty like this, a senseless fucking crime like this, there's a lot of GoFundMes, there's a lot of other stuff. Please do not fall for them, because there are sick people out there that will try to benefit from this. So we've seen it in the past. It's going to continue to happen. So if you want to help out, you can call the Metro Police Station locally, not 911, locally, and be like, is there anything I can do? Does the family need,
Yeah. And let's, I don't really like to talk about politics with these things. I think, honestly, I just never like that stuff, man. I feel like it just cheapens the whole situation. I think people just should give time to mourn and see how. Let the cops do their jobs and their investigations, and I hope things, more answers are given out, and people learn from this, and maybe that could be occurred. I don't know if there's anything else. I don't think we should hold it longer than we should.
No, I just we're learning as it goes, and I want you guys to remember. Yes, we lost 6 people today, 3 adults, 3 children, but there's hundreds that were around in that school that are traumatized from that. So please send them your love and energy as well, because we don't know what these kids have witnessed and these adults have. I'm sorry, kids should not be in war zones, period. And it's horrible. And just send your love, be smart, and more.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to make this really short because I feel like I don't want to trivialize it by talking about something else. I'd rather just talk about this.
It's going to get political fast. That's
and
why.
I'd rather just get the information out there for people and make it short and let people. Do they know? She was a trans. Yes, she's trans.
It's confirmed trans.
It's a confirmed trans 28-year-old trans female. Yes, that is confirmed. Red Rock. But
I don't want to say her name too much either because I don't want to give that bitch any fucking.
Yes, I agree with you, True Texan. Unfortunately, people try to make everything into a news cycle instead of trying to solve the problems. Instead of trying to solve. Tonight's mother and fathers will pass out exhaustion without the baby. Spouses will do the same without the warmth in their beds to hold them while grieving. Make it about them, not the hate. Absolutely.
Exactly.
I hope this helped. If we did mess up anything, comment on it below. We will correct it. Hopefully we didn't. I try to source my information out, and I try not to make it make it into like some, one of those fake big stories or anything. I try just to give the information to people when I do things like this because I feel like I don't want to cheapen the situation. So you guys have a good one. We'll see you Thursday. Hopefully everything stays good, and we'll do another show, a regular show. You guys have a good one.
You guys have a good one. Thank you. Again, short show.
Yeah, I don't want to make it longer than it needs to be.
Exactly. Please, y'all, please keep safe. When I say that, I really fucking mean it. Please keep safe out there. Light a candle for these babies, for everyone lost in this issue, in this senseless fucking. Please, just love a little harder. That's all we want. Y'all keep safe out there. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday.
All right. You guys have a good one. Bye.